What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. In the background, what you're watching is some bits and pieces of gameplay from COD World War 2. It's all over the internet at the moment, different gameplays and different people doing different bits and pieces, so I thought what I would do is get some of that footage and just kind of give you sort of my 2 cents on it. I'd just like to state before I get into information, I'm not monetizing this video or anything like that. Yes, it is borrowed footage, so I just wanted to put something down because, you know, I'm a small YouTuber. I'm not famous enough to get flown out to certain places to go and get to play games and get put up in hotels and stuff and all those bits and pieces and stuff like that. Now, overall, from what I can tell, the reaction thus far to sort of playing the multiplayer is that it's very, very positive. All the sort of usual big COD tubers are very, very happy. Drifter in particular is very, very happy, seems to enjoy the game. Chaos is quite happy with it. I've seen some of Vicstar's gameplay. Ali, we all know, is going to love it. So it just seems like everybody's very, very happy. I will say one word of caution with being extremely happy about a new COD game is that we've been down this road before in terms of thinking something, oh yeah, we like that really futuristic style, but this is obviously bringing it back to World War 2 and just sort of changing the pace a little bit of Call of Duty and trying to kind of maybe bring it back to its roots a little bit. And I have to be honest, from what I've seen so far, I like what I see. I think it looks really, really good. I think the gameplay looks quite nice and fast-paced. There's all the usual facets of Call of Duty in there. So you've got the usual kind of stuff that you've probably already seen on YouTube. You've got Team Deathmatch, Domination. But there's this new one that I'm sort of more interested in, which is called War Mode, which sounds quite good. It's basically it's a narrative-based objective gameplay where what you kind of need to do is you have to complete these objectives and push yourself forward in the map. And I hate using the similarity because I used it in my last video, but if you take something like Battlefield 1 with Rush, where you have to get to certain objectives and bomb them, it's kind of like a little bit more, or it would appear to be a slightly more complex version of that. So things like repairing bridges, things like escorting a tank which you can sit in and fire from and stuff like that. So I'm quite happy to see that in Call of Duty because, again, a little bit more strategy orientated. There's little more bits and pieces in terms of things that you actually have to do. Like, for example, on the bridge here, this gun that that's being fired, you actually have to build this gun before you can actually fire it. So people are taking a bridge or they're rebuilding the bridge. You're tasked with stopping them from building the bridge. I'm still really pissed off that they're taking the swash stickers out of it, but it's going to be what it's going to be. But from what I can see, from the general sort of gameplay, the gunfire, the way that it sounds, I know I've not got the audio in here, but from the way that it sounds very, very good. I think the guns actually sound realistic, which is quite good. We're kind of getting away from that completely unrealistic gun noise that you kind of have. No more are we going to have to listen to the Erad Cyclopean laser beam firing through and killing people. But I would say if I'm 100% honest, I'm 60% of the way there in terms of it looks good and it's interesting me. I'm happy that it's boots on the ground. The one thing that I have seen, and I've seen it on a lot of the YouTubers' videos, is I think drop shotting is going to be quite interesting in this game. So everybody get your scuff controllers out, everybody get your headbands on, because there's going to be a lot of sweaty scuff jumping and a lot of sweaty scuff drop shotting as well. I think we can see, because people are going to have to readjust to the new way of movement. It seems to run pretty smooth. I mean, for an alpha build, obviously there's going to be little changes that are going to be needed to be made, but it looks, like I said, it looks pretty good. It looks like a COD game. There's that colourful element to it, slightly cartoonish, if you get what I mean by that. When you look at something like Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefront, that's kind of got a more realistic feel to it in terms of the way that the graphics look, whereas in this, the graphics look cartoonish. Probably doesn't do it the type of justice. It feels like a COD game is probably what I'm trying to say. I just hope that they get it right with this one, because I would love for Call of Duty to become another mainstay again and for it to be another really, really good game. And it looks like, in terms of what I said with relation to the vehicles being score streaks, was true. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. If you're new to the channel, please also don't forget to subscribe. We out here. Peace.